and foremost, I want to thank you for joining us today, which is a joyous day for the YWCA, for our staff, for our board, for our donors, for our supporters. We're deeply grateful that this day is finally here. We're going to cut a ribbon in a little while. I'm Karen Mann. I'm the current chair of the board of directors, and it has been my honor to serve in that role. I want to let you know that if you didn't know, we celebrated this building's 100th birthday in November of last year.
Yeah.
And when the building was dedicated, there was a stone put in, and we had heard for many years that there was a time capsule in that stone, and sure enough, there was. And if you're not aware, when we opened that time capsule to celebrate the birthday, we found newspapers, artifacts, all kinds of wonderful history that was 100 years old and perfectly preserved. And all of that is on display and being well preserved at the East Tennessee Historical Society, who partnered with us if anyone wants to see it there. Interesting was that there were so many newspapers, and if you didn't know, the women who lived here and wanted to build this building sold newspapers to raise the money to build a building 100 years ago, which is really incredible if you think about it. So we had a century of impact on thousands of women, and we're now ready for another century of hope.
Yeah.
And we're glad that you're all here, and we appreciate everything you've done to support us. It is my pleasure to introduce our amazing Chief Executive Officer, Natalie State.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today to celebrate the reopening of the YWCA Nancy J. Land Center. It is incredibly meaningful to stand in this space again and welcome our community back into a building that has long represented safety, dignity, and hope for women across East Tennessee. For generations, women have walked through these doors looking for stability, connection, and a fresh start. Many arrived feeling uncertain or exhausted, unsure of what came next. What they found here was a place where they could feel safe, be seen, and begin again. That sense of hope has always lived within these walls. While the space around us has changed, that purpose never has. At the heart of this building is the Jenny Boyd Keys of Hope program for women. Keys of Hope is the reason this center exists and the work that gives the space its meaning. It is not just a housing program. It is a comprehensive wraparound approach designed to support women as they rebuild their lives and move towards long-term stability and independence. Each woman's journey is unique, and our services are designed to meet her where she is. Support may include life skills and financial education, workforce development and digital literacy, and consistent individualized case management. When additional care is needed, women are connected to trusted community partners for healthcare, mental health services, and therapy. This approach works because hope is not something we simply promise, it is something we build alongside women step by step. This building also serves as the headquarters for all of our YWCA programs across a 6-county service area. From economic mobility services for women and families, to support for domestic violence at our offices in Oak Ridge, to youth services rooted at the historic Phyllis Wheatley Center. This center anchors our work and connects our mission across communities. With these reimagined spaces, we can support even more women and families. Most importantly, this expansion increases our residential capacity by 20%. This project represents an extraordinary level of collaboration and shared belief in this mission. I am deeply grateful to everyone who helped bring this vision to life. I want to especially recognize 2 families whose leadership and generosity have left a lasting mark on this building and the women served here. We are profoundly thankful to Nancy and Stephen Land for their vision and commitment to ensuring this center remains a place of opportunity and hope. And we are so grateful to Randy and Jenny Boyd and the entire board family for their continued support of the Keys of Hope program for women and the belief in the women we serve. I am also proud to share that this project received support from every level of government. The City of Knoxville, Knox County, the State of Tennessee, and even the federal government. That level of investment reflects what is possible when leadership and community come together around a shared purpose. It is now my honor to introduce someone who has been a strong champion for our community in this work. Please join me in welcoming City of Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Thank you all for being here. What a great way to start the new year. So many good things happening in our city, and this is a huge one that I'm honored to help celebrate. It's not just about the historic preservation of a 100-year-old building. It's also about the expansion of the Keys of Hope program. In the past 5 years, the city has supported this project with almost $700,000 through our community agency grants, plus support for the capital project as well. So we are so grateful to support this. And I really appreciate that Natalie mentioned the hope. Keys of Hope is a perfectly named motto for this facility and for the luncheon, and it is a lot more than just about housing. So I've heard the testimonials of people served at this facility at the Keys of Hope luncheon. I took a tour of this facility to help me understand the need for renovation. But I also want to just say that those stories of the women, one thing that I heard loud and clear, and I think the board also heard, and the funders, is that hope was also being here in this place. You could do this out in the suburbs or in a more rural part of the community, but being here gives the women you serve hope because they're surrounded by people who aren't in distress. They're surrounded by people who are working, they're employed, they're stable, and so they see and get the support they need here in this building, but they can walk around and see where their future is, whether that's in retail or furthering their education. And they're also in a very walkable, safe community. You can live here, you can learn here, you can get stable here, you can get towards your next step, you don't even need a car. And that's not true of most of our community. So I want to just give a special note of gratitude to the board for the bold and courageous and fiscally scary decision to choose to stay here downtown. Because renovation, I live in a building, home that's from 1905. Renovation, maintaining historic properties, they don't build them like this anymore. But they also don't build them like this anymore. Everything's custom. Nothing is exactly level. The materials are different, but again, this building is worth preserving. And it's not just because of the historic nature of the building. I see a lot of architectural preservation is here, but it's also about the fact that these women deserve to be in the place where they're economically integrated with people of all different backgrounds and levels of opportunity. And so I just want to thank the board for being willing to make that decision. This is a neighborhood, and the women who live here are part of downtown. And so thank you for making this possible. Congratulations, and I look forward to cutting the ribbon. And now I want to turn the microphone over to my friend and colleague, and also a great supporter of the YWCA, Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. It's great to see everyone here today as we celebrate the renovation of this historic YWCA building, which was built in 1925 to serve as a refuge for women in our area. Over a century later, that mission continues through programs like the YWCA's Keys of Hope. Knox County is proud to support the YWCA and its focus on long-term stability, helping women secure safe housing, connect services, and move toward independence. Programs like Keys of Hope are an important part of building a stronger community. When people have stability and support, it reduces strain on emergency services, improves public safety, and helps create better outcomes for all families and children across Knox County. Our support reflects commitment to practical solutions that deliver real results for individuals and for the community as a whole. It's really important also that we partner with good organizations. We've seen in the news some of the issues that are happening around the country as far as fraud and those sort of things. And that's often what happens when government ends up doing things that it shouldn't. So when we're able to partner with organizations that do great work so that we don't have to, that's a bonus for everybody, and certainly our taxpayers appreciate that. So congratulations to the YWCA on this renovation, and thank you to everyone who made it possible. It's now my pleasure to introduce Tennessee State Senator Richard Briggs.
Yeah, thank you, mayors. I was down here for the open house that we had a couple of weeks ago, and I know I wandered back to the gym, and I was just admiring, how beautiful the building is. And Natalie and Marshall walked up, and we were talking about how it makes me so proud, first of all, to be a Knoxvillian, that we preserve our buildings rather than tearing them down and rebuilding them. And just when Natalie was talking about the time capsule they found, you can almost imagine yourself when you're standing here going back 100 years, and you have a group of people just like us, community people that were interested in what was happening, and they just dedicated this new building. It was the YWCA, it was for women, it was going to help women, and here we are again, 100 years later, doing this same thing. I've talked a lot about the building and about how great it is that we were able to save and renovate a building that I'm not going to say was crumbling, but it was in need of repair. And you can almost use this building as, and it's great that we've done this, but an even more important thing, you can use this building as a metaphor for the women and the lives that we're going to save. Wow, these are lives that are in trouble, they're crumbling, and are we going to have people that step up, just like we have here as a community, to say, these lives are worth saving also. And just like Clinton, there were a lot of hurdles. I remember Senator Massey and I sat in the room over there and listened how, okay, we've got the money. Sherry Lee was there that day also, and we've got the money. We've come over one hurdle, which was the COVID hurdle, and now we got hit with inflation. We need just a little bit of help, a little bit of a push to get this project over the finish line. And fortunately, the state was able to step up and help. But it's not over, because now we need to maintain what we have. That's just the first part. We've got to maintain the public interest. We've got to encourage everyone to be part of this for these, as we like to say in the legislature, recurring expenses. And that would be the challenge and the message that I'd send out to everyone. We can't just walk away and say it's over, because we still have to keep on going. I'd like to introduce my partner now, Senator Becky Massey, who had a lot to do with this. We're really not blood, brother and sister, but I can tell you in heart and what we want to do. We really are closely related, and she's my sister in the legislature.
Thank you, Richard, and Natalie and the mayors. It's great to be here with all of you today. This place holds a little special place in my heart. Some of you know, but I'm figuring out about 84 years ago, my parents met here at a YWCA dance. So to carry on this heritage here is very a little bit extra special. And Christy Branscombe was down in government. She knows how hard it is to get them to let loose of some money. And so it took me 3 tries, and Senator Briggs helped me a lot with it. But I finally, that last year, I went into the finance commissioner and I just said, I'm tired of asking, just fund it this year. And they did, so I was ecstatic. I tell you, the YWCA really depicts, there's this song that's one of my favorite songs. It's a Matthew West song, and it's called Do Something. And basically in the song, he looks around the world and he kind of sees all the troubles and the challenges of the world, and he goes, God, why don't you do something? And God said, I did. I sent you. If it's not for us, then who? If it's not for now, then when? It's time for you to do something. And that's what the Y does every single day. They're making a difference in people's lives. They're saving lives and restoring lives. And just really are a viable part of our community, our East Tennessee, and our state. Just what we're all about is making a difference. So I know everybody here in some way helped. So if you helped in any way, whether you were the contractor, whether you were a donor, whether you were a board member, or whether you were a prayer warrior, pat each other on the back and thank them for all that they've done. And I'll come back with that.
I want to take one more opportunity to thank everyone that made this project possible. To our public partners and elected officials, thank you all. Mayor India Kincannon, Mayor Glenn Jacobs, Senator Richard Briggs, Senator Massey, and also a special thanks to Congressman Tim Burchett, who couldn't be here today, but we do have Jennifer Lingenfelter and Sarah Fansler here representing his office. To all of our donors and philanthropic partners, thank you for believing in this vision and investing in the women we serve. Your generosity did more than renovate a building. It strengthened the Keys of Hope program and expanded what is possible. To our board of directors, please raise your hand so we can recognize you. Thank you all for your vision, passion, expertise, and determination throughout this process. Also, last but certainly not least, I can't forget this, our staff. We've got our staff. We need a big round of applause. This project would have not happened without the tireless work of our staff. They have navigated construction, transition, just being flexible with this project, and continuing to show up every single day for the women and families that we serve. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. While today is a celebration, it is also a reminder that this work continues. The need for safe housing, supportive services, and real pathways forward remains. As we look ahead, continued community partnership and support will be essential to ensuring even more women have access to hope, stability, and opportunity. We're grateful for what has been accomplished together and look forward to continuing this work alongside each of you in the months and years ahead. And with that, I think now it is time.
I'm not keeping them low. All right. You ready? Yep. All right, before everyone cuts, let's take a few photos, please. Smiles. All right, everyone. Good? One more here. Got it, Katie?
Yep. All right, we'll cut on now. 3, 2, 1, now.
Thank you, everyone. We will now invite media to do interviews and tours of the building, and everyone else is welcome to stay and look around this main floor. Thank you for being here.